Moments with God, a time of reflection for every day.
June 25th. Against ourselves. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. 1 Peter 2:11. Moral depravity, corruption at all levels of society, crime, drug trafficking, terrorism, pedophiles, murderers, and all types of evils that human justice pursues have the same root of origin. It is a heart contaminated with evil. Every human being is a world of surprises. And at that moment, that precise moment, as opportunities arise, he commits acts that he never thought he was capable of stooping so low. Well, every human being is contaminated with the infectious virus of sin. That is why lives do not change. Even if every repressive method, such as prison or any other form, is applied, the heart remains evil. And as time passes, the stories repeat themselves because evil has not been exterminated. It exists. Today, there is an alarming triviality in people's conversations that shows a low state of thought and morality. True dignity of character is very rare. True modesty and reserve are very rarely seen, and God views people's behavior with displeasure. Well, in day-to-day conversations, our way of thinking is seen, and of course, the usual topics are frivolous as well as rude. With such a low moral level, and yet it is the way of almost everyone speaking. How little we take care of our thoughts, how much importance is given to learning knowledge in the sciences and not to maturity with moral values. Well, the contaminated thoughts that are housed in the mind become continuous habits, and in this way we remain contaminated and disfigured. Well, since we were little, we hear things that corrupt our minds, and we grow up with the thinking that this is normal, with no correction. That is why when children fight, they say rude things that are uncomfortable to hear, because their minds have become accustomed to a depraved way of thinking. That is why as Christians, we have to make a difference. We have to act with the love of the Lord in our life, and we have to fight against deformed habits that we have acquired for many years. As pilgrims and foreigners, says the Apostle Peter, that is, as people who are passing through this world and have the hope of the kingdom of Christ, we have to fight against desires that are in ourselves. Well, there are things that attract us that are incorrect. There are things that our hearts long for that are not according to the will of God. And there we have to be conquerors in the name of the Lord. Each person, whether child or young or an adult, has their own temptations, and each one has to face it. Every day we must battle against things that we even love and that it hurts to let go. But it is necessary to get rid of everything that destroys our relationship with God, and it is an impediment to growing in faith. We must reach a high and holy standard. Let's keep our ideal high. Let us act with firm determination. Like Daniel, fearlessly with perseverance, and nothing the enemy can do will hinder our progress. We all have struggles, but we can all overcome them. Therefore, there is prayer to give ourselves to God, faith to sustain us, and the grace of God that transforms our lives. Therefore, if we want a better world, and that the moral evils that we see today are no longer there, our hearts must be changed by the power of God, and only then will our habits change and our customs will be noble and dignified. May God be our strength to defeat evil. Amen.
Thank you for listening to this audio. We invite you to share with your contacts and visit the website BibleWorld.com.